Well, digital photos are fantastic, we all know that, but they can also be manipulated. There's hardly a celebrity picture out there that isn't retouched. And Alyssa Warren has our report.
The words lights, camera, action couldn't be further from the truth. When it comes to a lot of these glossy magazines, it's no secret a lot of them have had an extra special touch from the digital wand. And now it seems just about anyone can be fit for a cover.
Retouching is endemic. You know, you walk into a newsagent and you're confronted by a sea of plastic aliens.
Mia Friedman knows a lot about retouching. As the former editor of Dolly, Cleo and Cosmo, she's seen it all. Now she says it's time to switch off the Photoshop.
I think the impact of retouching is a lot deeper than a lot of people understand. You can basically create fantasies or things that don't exist. You can lengthen legs and carve into waists and turn skin into plastic and remove ears or you know, of course, cellulite and stretch marks and everything like that.
And it's as easy as this.
I think it's just not realistic to think that celebrities who make their entire living out of a particular image are going to accept a no retouching world.
Editor of Shop Till You Drop, Justine Cullen, says retouching won't be going anywhere soon. Okay, Justine, run me through the sorts of changes you make on these issues.
This is the Sarah Jessica Parker shot where we had to remove her mole. Only we would never have normally done that, but we just did it. In this case, she had her mole removed just a few weeks before, so it had to be done. In this shot of Keira Knightley, her neckline was just at a really funny height. It just wasn't working, and you needed to see a little bit more skin, so we just moved it down a touch. And this is a classic, you know, a blonde hair shot where we just had to retouch her regrowth just a little bit, just to make the shot look a little bit cleaner and her hair look a little bit more luminous.
But how far is too far? These shots of Reese Witherspoon were taken within weeks of each other. Her nose, chin and eyes all completely different shapes.
The genie's definitely out of the bottle in terms of retouching. You know, it's not going to go away.
I'm not against it. And I'm not necessarily for it either. It just is.
Caroline Pemberton is a model with a conscience. She set up a program for Australian schools called Real Body Image.
I'm showing the special effects and how we create them. It's not about attacking the industry. It's not about saying it's a bad thing. It's just about being transparent.
Caroline shows images like this to show how anyone can go from being plain to perfect. How do you feel when you see the final product?
If I was always aspiring to look like I do when I've been retouched, I can imagine I'd have a pretty hard time getting up in the morning and coming to terms with how I look every day.
With a quick blow dry, a touch of makeup and a heavy stroke of the airbrush, Caroline shows how she can go from this to this to this. And it's not just for models. With a set of blue eyes full of lips, smooth skin, a skinny face and big hair, it seems even I can go from person to plastic.
You know, my ideal would be that magazines and images in magazines actually have a little disclaimer. Just like cigarettes have a health warning.
It's just realistic to assume that this is going to happen at some level. But, you know, I think take it as it is. You know, let's all just enjoy that smoke and mirrors and enjoy the fantasy that a magazine without kind of looking too much into it.
I think readers are fed up, yes, and you just have to look at declining magazine circulation to realise that perhaps we want something that's more realistic, perhaps we want something that's a little bit more real life.
You know, those workshops that Caroline runs, they are fantastic and they really bring it back to base of, you know, the truth of what's going on. But part of the problem is to be in defence of magazine editors, part of the problem is a lot of those celebrities have their own personal retouches now. And so the images that come in are already retouched. And so, you know, the cat was let out of the bag a long time ago.
But when you so-called beautify someone or make them more magazine friendly, like Alyssa in that story,
she was so much more beautiful on the left.
I prefer the before shot, yeah.
Definitely.
So maybe magazines, if they were brave enough to show us the before shots, we might actually like them more. I don't know. Someone started doing it. It's amazing how minuscule the change has to be to have quite a significant change on your face, or to stretch your leg,
or the body,
or your chin, or your body, tucking in the waist.
I just worry about the effect that it has on young girls these days.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's why I reckon.
Let us know what you
Keep fighting
think
it, Lisa.
today at 9.com. Although if I was completely authentic, I would turn up each morning without makeup. So that makes me a hypocrite anyway.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. You don't want to see me without makeup, believe me. It is 8:15 now. We've got the Hollywood